we go. A thing of blue tape wedged into the cup holder with a bunch of receipts and candy wrappers. Sometimes that's the best holder of your phone or camera. But I think what I really like about volleyball is how many things can happen in each play and how many things you have to keep working on and improving. It's a sport where you can get better just by playing, of course, but if you're paying attention to detail and then structuring stuff with emphasis that gets your body moving and reacting over and over again, then you're going to get better at that. And now you're recognizing situations and then recognizing what you're got to tell your body to do. But sometimes you're frustrated, but you should be frustrating yourself as a coach because you're just not structuring the right drills and practices that are going to put them in positions where they're going to improve on that stuff. I think that's kind of what's been frustrating for me this season is I've not noticed early enough all the things we're just so mediocre at, or at best maybe okay. And a lot of it is this volleyball IQ, which is, a term that gets thrown around a lot with coaches about players, and like you could have these great athletes, but if they're not really having any type of real knowledge on the court of the situation, then they're not making plays which you kind of expect them to, but maybe you're forgetting as a coach you've been doing it so much longer, and then they're at a level where the expectation is a lot higher.Maybe we're just not making sure they understand that expectation. And I bet you a lot of times it's clearly we're not teaching them all the same thing, and we're just assuming too much. That's one thing I've kind of learned with teenagers is not to assume too much because, maybe they really don't know that much. And oftentimes it's the truth is that they don't, is that we're assuming too much. Maybe it's because it seems like they always want to be treated like maturely and whatnot. It's just starting to rain and I was checking around to see if I had a sweater or something. Sure I do. King of sweaters, sweater weather. But yeah, we got 4th place. We did not beat San Marcos or Santa Barbara at all this year. In all 4 of those days, they looked better in the way that they were making far less errors, and we just don't have the experience or the volleyball IQ besides one girl on our court, and this is such a team sport. You really can't just do it by yourself. I've tried with teams before and we've gotten close, but any team that's kind of halfway decent, if they know where the ball's going, their defense can make more plays than errors, I'd say. And a couple of times we just had to resort to like setting our gun and trying to make it work out, and it hasn't. So got 4th place. We're gonna play a 1st place team. From where I don't know, but just trying to shore up a few loose ends and I guess really like easy like IQ situations that I think we could earn more points off, like overpasses and just being in a position to pick up tips and notice them a little bit more, and maybe serving smarter also. But there's just not enough practice time in the season, and that's when you're watching, and I'm watching college and I'm watching the high school programs and club programs. It's like they've just got so much practice under their belts, and there's more of a commitment to it, and it's hard during the high school season. I have to always take a step back and remind myself a lot of these kids are only maybe doing it, they might be closing in on their 11th or 12th month of indoor volleyball across 4 years. So that's with huge breaks in between. And I know they're playing sand, or some of them might be playing club, but it seems like at our school it's been about, if we're talking the girls, maybe like a third of them are, or a quarter of them are like playing club. So, and you just never know who their club coach is and what type of like volleyball IQ is being taught or reiterated there. So it's been a slow burn this year, but we did make it through, and we got one more match, and it would just, as a coach, the feeling when you've played well, whether you win or lose, if you played well. I think the last time I felt that we played well was when we beat Oxnard, and then when we played at the tournament, and we tied for third place in the gold division, and that was super early on too. And it's been kind of funny, a couple girls played better earlier on in the season when they didn't have as much experience in the position. They were just kind of out there existing, and now as they've accrued more knowledge of their position, they're not playing as well. And I just don't, on paper it doesn't really make sense, but sometimes it just is what it is. So let me just flip a Yui, because gotta find a parking spot, bruh. But I just spent the whole morning cleaning and playing with my kids, and kind of halfway listening and watching a college match. And this is just such a fun sport to play, essentially, but even to watch. I feel like it's a sport that you don't even really need to know that much about it to find it exciting. Let me not run into this car, even though it never moves. Maybe that's what drew me to the sport initially, was I didn't know anything about it. I was just going to watch my brother play, but the sound and the excitement and the looks on the dudes' faces when they were making plays, and it just seemed like so much fun, and there's so much noise and energy and excitement, and every play seemed like it made sense. Like it was worth something. I don't quite find that's the case with, I don't know, let's say baseball, maybe. Anyways, that's what I think.